Now we're going straight into fantasy sports. And guys, I'm proud to say last week I was in ninth place, I believe. Now I'm in seventh. I beat the Charboners, and I should be in sixth, but this MFer got one more point than me on Monday night. I had a nice solid win, dropped a buck 30. I had Fields, Diggs, and Nakua all go off for about 30 points each, which saved my week. This is right here scaring me right here. George Kittle 1 point. Why? Why, Georgie boy? 3, 4, 12, 1. I just don't understand how Christian gets every single point. It's insane. 2-2, 4 points. San Francisco, show bench players. Guess what? I had Khalil Herbert all year, played him almost every week. The one week I don't play him, 20 points. Of course, but anyway, still pulled out the win. I'm happy about this one. This is the one that has the most money at stake in it. So this is the one I want to win. All right. So next week, let's see who we got this week. So I got Fields. Oh, no. So this is next week, guys. So remember, last week I'm projected 101 or 102 or 103. Now we're 10 points less. I don't know how Yahoo's predicting these damn things. I think I have Kenneth Walker out. That's probably why I'm sacrificing a couple points. This kid has somebody out too. Who does he have out? He has Jerome Ford out. Thank God. Okay. So he had Chubb, backup Ford, slotted him in. Dotson kind of stinks this year. 6, 3, 3, 10. Playing on Thursday night. We'll see. TJ Hawkinson, he's definitely got me at tight end on the edge because, Hawkinson had one solid week, 3 points last week. That's not very good. Jerick McKinnon had a really solid week last week and then drops a .7 piece. Oh my God. I'm glad I'm facing him, running back 43. ETN, Pittman, DJ Moore, AJ Brown. AJ Brown went off last week. He's got Tua. This kid's in first place, and he should not be in first place because he's got 446. I have 6 less points than him, and I'm in seventh. You got 3 monsters in this league at 490, 490, and 480 pretty much, who are basically outscoring me by about 10 points per week. So, a lot of teams still in the mix. This guy, I got 40 more points than him in third. So we'll see what happens. If I can knock this first place kid off, he'll be 4-1. I'll be 3-2. Now we're in an interesting little spot. What does the waiver wire look like this week? I have no idea. I don't know who I'm really looking at, guys. So here, like we did last week, let's check it out. And remember, guys, you want to go from all available to all players. This is quarterback, season total, right? So again, guys, Tua, most yards in the league, followed by Stafford, Kirk Cousins. And now this is where it gets interesting too. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th in the league in yards, Jared Goff. He's only got 70 points versus, that puts him way down here. But that's why Goff is interesting because he doesn't have touchdown passes that are getting in the end zone. So if that flips, Goff could end up having a lot of fantasy points. So passing touchdowns, Kirk has the most. Tua, Josh Allen, Russell Wilson has 9. So he's got 80 fantasy points. The most is 101 by Herbert. Second is Josh Allen. So Herbert's ranked 2. Allen's ranked 5. Cousins 6. Tua, Jordan Love. Russ is ranked 16. And I got Justin Fields in the 23 spot. Unreal. So, guys, again, you look at this. You look at fantasy points. Everybody does that. Go to yards. Check out yards, guys, because this will show you who's available in your league. Sam Howell's interesting. Goff is interesting. Wilson's interesting, right? Who are they playing? Russ has got the Jets, not the greatest matchup this week. Then KC. These are some pretty tough matchups for Russ and then a bye. So I don't know if he's really a pickup option for you if he's available in your leagues. Whereas Goff has got Carolina at home, Tampa Bay 13th, Baltimore not great, Vegas bye. Also, you'd like to see some green in there. I'm definitely not even looking at Mac Jones. When Baker comes back from bye, Detroit, Atlanta, Buffalo. Yeah, so quarterback is tough, man. But again, there's always, every week, there's some guy that nobody has on their roster who drops 30. And it's just trying to figure out who that is. Now let's go over to rushing yards. And again, what we can do, by the way, everybody, is let's just go to season average. All right, because, there's guys who are injured. Austin Eckler, 117 yards per game. That's pretty interesting. Okay, so what I don't like and what shouldn't be here is that this says 1 game played. Oh, we did that last week. Okay, so Christian's averaging 114. He's ridiculous. Ranked 1. Achan, ranked 103 yards per game, and he's only played, and that's wild. So he had 200 and 100. So they're actually counting this game too, and he didn't even really play this game. So, I mean, granted, this was the romping of the Broncos, but Giants and Carolina up next for Achan. He might have another 300 yards in those 2 games. Then it gets a little more difficult. Philly, New England, KC. We'll see though. We'll see. Achan looking really good. So these are just averages, guys, and then you're just looking for, is there any, who is Chris Brooks? Chris Brooks had 66 rushing yards against Denver? Okay. Whatever. That's wild. But that's 1 game, remember. So that's not a great find. But again, you can go to average, you can go to total, whatever you want to do. Let's check out attempts also. Is there anybody with a lot of attempts? So Kenneth Walker's been beasting for me. Miles Sanders, still in the top 25, but he's not getting any points for me. A.J. Dillon, he's available with a lot of attempts, and the attempts are not leading to points. So 13, 15, 11. Aaron Jones comes back. He only gets 5, but they were playing down all game, so they weren't running the ball. Vegas next week, some green in here. We'll see if A.J. Dillon. Remember, they do bring A.J. Dillon in on the goal line, so he's going to score some points this year. If you need somebody off the waiver wire to pick up on any given week, A.J. Dillon might not be a bad flyer. Devin Singletary looks horrible. I would probably stay away from him. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 1 decent game, but Pacheco's got that locked up. So this is a little tough over here. Let's check this out. Let's check wide receivers out. Now remember, I was telling you guys last week, Puka has all these receptions and he's not getting in the end zone. Finally, he gets in the end zone. Puka has the most receptions in the league, more than Keenan Allen, more than Justin Jefferson, Devontae Adams, Stephon Diggs, Jamar Chase. I mean, A.J. Brown, Tyreek, he's got more than all of them. That's crazy. Now, fantasy points goes Jefferson, Tyreek, Keenan Allen, Puka. So I have Puka and Stephon Diggs. So I have 2 of the top 5 receivers in the league right now, which is keeping my team alive. But remember, when you go to receptions, scroll down. Everybody on the front page, on the first page, gone. So this is where you get into these guys who, okay, so the first guy who's available is Curtis Samuel in my league, right? So bad week 1, 2, 3, finally breaks 10 points week 4 against Philly. But he's targeted 5, 3, 4, so it's kind of going up. Gets 7 receptions, gets 50 yards, gets in the end zone finally. Curtis Samuel. And now he's listed as did not practice on Monday. So, but again, I'm just showing you these methods so that you can use them in your league, because some of these guys on, up here, this is a very competitive league I'm in, so a lot of these guys are not available, but, I don't know if Robert Woods is available in one of your leagues. So Romeo Dobbs, probably not. He's probably scooped up by now. But you got to take a look. Tyler Boyd, very interesting. Monitor the T. Higgins injury, because if he goes out, look at all these targets. Tyler Boyd, 8, 9, 7. A lot of targets per game, not resulting in a lot of yards or touchdowns. But remember, if that turns around and the Bengals somehow get it together, or if T. Higgins isn't playing, those targets have to get eaten up. And is Tyler Boyd going to get him? Maybe. We'll see. But keep looking at that. And then the same thing with rushing attempts. Figure it out. Figure out if there's somebody who's getting a lot of attempts, doesn't have touchdowns. If there's a quarterback who has a lot of yards, but not a lot of touchdowns. Like I said, Stafford has the 2nd most amount of yards in the league. And he is 1, 2. He's all the way down here. Look how far he is down on fantasy points. He's 40 points behind the top. So Cooper Kupp comes back, starts getting in the end zone. Kyron Williams is eating up a ton of touchdowns right now. Listen, McVay likes to run the ball. He also likes to throw the ball, but that can flip at any moment. And now Stafford looks like a stud. So we'll see. I don't know what's going to happen, but very interesting because, listen, Nakua and Cooper Kupp, we have a bonus in our league at 350 yards passing. So with those two guys, check this out. Again, go back to yards. Stafford, 334, 16 yards off the bonus, 43 yards off the bonus. Then he doesn't hit 300, and then he's 31 yards off the bonus. So he's going to break 350 a couple times this year. It's just going to happen. Philly, Arizona, 6th and 8th best situation for fantasy quarterbacks. Seattle, 9th. Arizona again at 8th. Dallas is not great. But Stafford, definitely interesting flyer over there. Goff, same thing. Remember, he's got 6 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. So this is one league, guys. My other league, Sio Keeper. This one is I won, which is good. But remember, this is a 2-quarterback league. Not a lot of people are in 2-quarterback leagues, and it's a keeper league. So your goal here is to either tank 1 year, trade off all your assets, your players, for first round picks the following year. Now I'm in this position where I should probably start doing that. I have 450 points. The guy in first has 80 more points than me. The guy with the most points has, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, he's got 150 more than me. This kid's crushing. So I'm probably not going to make a run here. I'd have to be in the top 6. I'm only technically 17 points off of 6 to be in the 6th spot. The question is, though, can I compete at the end of the year? So I'm 1-3. Very interesting update in this league. It doesn't go, first pick doesn't go to last place. To keep it competitive, so you don't fully tank, it's whoever's in first place of the bottom 4 teams. So technically right now, I would get the first pick in the draft next year. But now I got to maintain the 9 spot. How do I do that all year? Not going to be easy, because if I win a game, I could be out of it. If I have too many points or not enough points, I could be out of it. So that's a situation I got to monitor every week. That's going to be a disaster. So let's go to this. Now I'm playing one of the best kids in the league. And even if I make a trade, I have this pending trade, 1-3 for Tua and Bijan. And maybe I'll throw Ayuk in there for a 5 or a 6. I don't know. But look at all these guys on bye. I just traded for Mike Evans. He got hurt. He's on bye. I got Herbert on bye. I got no defense. I got my tight end on bye. This is a disaster. This is an absolute disaster. Even if I somehow make a trade, I don't think I'm going to be able to win because I don't have Herbert. So I might just tank this week, or just let's see what happens. Just lose it and then try to compete next week and see what I can do. Oh, man. Then I'm playing this kid next week. Yeah, this is going to be tough. This is going to be a tough road for me. I will get Jerome Ford back. Then I'd have Jerome Ford, Achane, and Brian Robinson. I got Achane with the 12th pick this year, so I'm going to have him 11th round next year. I don't know if it gets better than that for a keeper position. Everything here, though, is a nightmare. Quentin Johnson, basically unplayable. So the question, and then I'm going to have Christian Watson on bye. So this is not fun to look at. I might have to start trading pieces, guys. This might be a start to trade. Get rid of this season, because I'm definitely losing the next 2 weeks. I could possibly beat this kid. So if I lose the next 2 weeks, I'm 1-5. The question is, if I get into the 6th spot, the question is, if I get into the 6th spot, can I compete? Can I compete in the playoffs? Otherwise, I should just be trading off pieces, trying for next year, trying to get that first spot for next year. We'll see. We will see. This, my man Gort over here, Terry Loves Lamp, CJ Stroud and Purdy. I like what he did there, but he picked up Nakua, great pickup. I got him in both my other leagues. Gort stole him from me in this one. I like that move by my friend Gort. I just don't know what he's going to do. This team is not strong enough to compete. His record is 3-1, which is great, but the other teams, the superior teams in this league, I mean, look at this kid's team. He's got Mahomes and Lamar Jackson. He's got Tyreek and Devontae Adams. He has Jacobs, Aaron Jones, Devontae Smith. Then he has Pickens, Wint Williams, and he has Jonathan Taylor coming back, and he has Gibbs on the bench. I mean, what you do in this league, like I said, is you trade for first round picks next year, and then you're stacked. So that's what I'm probably gonna do. I'm probably just gonna trade Herbert, get rid of him, you know, just say ta-ta to Herbert. Maybe I can trade Christian Watson if he has a good week. Jerome Ford possibly. I could trade maybe Brian Robinson if he has a couple more good weeks. I mean, Brian Robinson is sneaky good this year. He's not getting a lot of attention, but 13 points. Then he dropped a 28 piece, 7, 12. So 38 rank overall. I don't know. We'll see. This team is looking super, super musty, though. I offered him a second round pick for Jordan Love, but I don't think that was a smart decision. I'm going to cancel that now, actually, because I can't afford to get him and then have him on bye week 6. This is going to be rough. This is going to be a rough one. We'll see what happens. Like I said, check this out. Check this out. Hold on. So Love Hurts, Jalen Hurts, Jordan Love. He also has another QB. He has Deshaun Watson. He has Stephon Diggs, AJ Brown, Kamara, Christian. You know, these are teams that are going to make a lot of noise in the end. I just don't think I can compete. I'm going to have to trade Herbert. That's all I can do is trade Herbert. I'm just going to offer Herbert to everybody right now. We'll see. Create trade. See if Gort wants Herbert now. So I'm going to say Gordo. You can have Justin Herbert. And you can have my 9th round pick for who's his worst player? Baker Mayfield, I guess. So I'll have a quarterback next week. And I want your first round pick. Boom. Continue. See if Gordo wants to do that. And then these guys at the top kind of have Goff and Stafford. Nope, he needs a QB. He's gonna get the same trade offer. And this is what I love to do in fantasy, guys. Is I don't really care who I'm trading with. I know what I need. I need a first round pick. I don't care who I get it from. I want it to be the guy who does the worst, so my pick is better. But anybody can win these things. I'm gonna take his round 1. I'm gonna take Thompson Robinson from him because who cares? And I should really be getting a QB back, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. I'm going to give him Herbie and a 9 for Thompson and a 1. So basically I'm just trading for that round 1 for Herbert. And then, now my man here, Turd Ferguson, who's 4-0 with not very strong QBs, right? Goff and Stafford. I mean, Goff is ranked 21. Stafford's ranked 33. Now he's going to get the best quarterback in the league in Herbert. So, and then why stop there, right? Love Hurts. He probably doesn't need a QB. My man here has Allen and Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott stinks. He went to Jerome Ford. Oh, okay. I know what I'm going to do here. Create trade. I don't know if he has a first round pick, though, for next year. Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, so I'm not going to line up with him. I can't trade Herbert for a second. It's just not going to happen. Let's see who else wants to trade. And that's my way or my scheme. I don't know. Scheme sounds like a bad word. That's my strategy, right? That's my strategy when I'm trying to trade. I'm not trying to negotiate with people for hours and hours about how they think one guy on their team is better because of, he had spaghetti for dinner. I don't care. I want a first round pick. So I will offer it to 3 or 4 people, and one of them will probably want it more than the other. And then I don't need to negotiate with anybody. And I'm going to get that first round pick back. He's got Fields, Pickett, Amon-Ra. Does he think he can compete is the question. Does he think he can compete? If he gives me his 1 and I give him Herbert, And then what else can I give him? I can give him Jerome Ford and Brian Robinson. I don't think he wants this. Both of these guys are also on. I mean, Jerome Ford, you got to give me a 3, Adam. Adam's gonna watch this too, so he's gonna laugh when he sees this because I'm talking to Adam right now. Okay, Jerome Ford. Listen, he's gonna play like Nick Chubb the rest of the year. And listen, I'll also give you Kareem Hunt, just as insurance. And then I want your first for Herbert, and I want a third for Kareem Hunt and Jerome Ford. You're basically gonna get probably 20 points a week, 15 points a week from the Browns if you want to compete. I don't know if he wants to compete. We'll see. If he wants to compete, okay. So I'll take Aiden O'Connell, my man Aiden O'Connell. I will take Sam Pirine. Pirine. I'm trying to take your worst players. I don't know if these are your worst. I think they're your worst. And Algier, I guess those are your worst. Hunter Henry. And then I'll give you a 9. What do I need? I think I need a 12. No, I don't need a 12. Continue. So now he gets to give me all his junk. He's going to give me a 1 and a 3. I'm going to give him Herbert, Ford, and Kareem Hunt. And I'm going to say, hey, you can accept this next week, not this one, if you want. Should I wink at him? No, I'm not going to. All right, so now I got 3 proposals that are out, but they're basically all the same trade. And we'll see what happens. So now I'm going to pop into this league, which I'm really upset about, guys. Had a really heart-wrenching loss. I'm in last. No, yeah, I'm in last at 1 and 3. This season might be over because I took Burrow on the turn. I think I had the last pick in the draft. I took Lamar Jackson and Burrow is so bad. Burrow is so bad, dude. 3 points, 15, 8, 4, and this is my second pick. Not to mention, I have a lot of good players. You know, I have a lot of good players, and it's tough. I mean, I have Mostert. I had Achane, who I dropped. Puka, Kamara, Lamar, Kyron Williams has been dropping bombs. Look at this, 26 points, 25 points, 17 points. So made a bunch of good pickups, but had some really heartbreaking losses. So look at this. Look at how I lost. This kid had Josh Jacobs and Purdy in the fourth quarter. They had like 10 points combined, and they ended up with 40. And then he beat me on Monday night. DK Metcalf, once he scored that touchdown, it was over. And if he didn't catch that ball, which was in the corner of the end zone, I think I win. Because that was probably a 7.5 point play. I would have won by 1. So I really needed that win. My man Kyle took it from me. This is just shambles right now. We'll see, but that's gonna do it for this portion of it because what a disaster.